guys, it's from ShiGig coming at you today. So I finally have my update in my Phantom Blaster Abyss deck. I didn't update it last time when set 3 came out because there wasn't really much to do besides just add a G-Zone and a few cards from the Legend deck. So still just the same thing, just a little bit of an update. Pretty same color value. It's pretty good. So of course, Judge Bao is our starter. When this unit boosts unit with Phantom in its name, and if the attack hits, it doesn't matter if you hit Rearguard or Vanguard. It is rotted, so it does say Vanguard here, but it is rotted. So if you hit Rearguard or Vanguard, it just has to hit. When this unit boosts Phantom Blaster, just a hit, count blast 1, put it into Soul, search deck for 2 grade 1s and call. Grade 1s or less, and call them. Then I'm playing 4 Revenger Phantom Blaster Abyss. The Legion, your main boss card of the deck. Your Restander, very good. Still good now. His effect is Legion with Blaster Dark Revenger Abyss. And then auto Blast 2. Choose 3 of your rearguards with Revenger in its card name, and return during the turn that this unit performs Legion until the end of the battle of this unit. This unit attacked Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, stand all of your Vanguards. This ability cannot be used for the rest of the turn, so basically attack, restand. And then when this unit attacks Vanguard, this unit gets power plus 2000 until the end of battle. Yeah, until the end of that battle. So I saw some people thought that this stacks. It does not stack. It's just going to be 22 in Legion, or 13 by himself. If he's not in Legion. So, yeah. And then 4 of the Break Ride. Illusionary Revenger Mordred Phantom. The Break Ride from the Trial deck. Trial deck 10. Still decent, still pretty good. It does suck if you're stuck on him for a while, if you can't break right into Abyss to restand, but with Special Blaster now, Special Blaster Diablo, now we can still be able to restand by being able to stride into Special Blaster. So 4 of him, all Phantom names, Phantom Blaster, Mordred Phantom. So this way Judge Bao goes off as long as when you're on grade 3, if it hits. So his break rate effect is when you ride into grade 3 and limit break 4, when you ride into grade 3 on top of him, the new unit gains, your Vanguard gains 10k, and then you get to call grade 2 or less Shot Paladin from your deck to Rearguard, shuffle your deck, and then it gains 5k, the unit called. And then when he attacks the Vanguard, he gets plus 2000, so he's at 13k to the end of the battle. And then 4 Blaster Dark Revenger Abyss, standard, very good at sniping starters, which are very annoying, or sniping annoying grade 1s, which can really help you out in the game. Like Mirror Match, sniping out the other person's Judge Bao, sniping out the grade 0's killer, before, like a Narukami grade 0 killer, like Linshu, or the other one, I can't remember what he's called, but it's like Lightning Draco Kid or something, I don't remember, but I know that Vermilion decks play him. There's that, very good. Legion 4 Abyss. So, like this, Legionnaire, yeah. Still very good today, especially in your Phantom Blaster plays. If your opponent only has like 2 rearguards and you snipe the one in the back, if you don't have this guy, the Blaster Dark Revenger. His effect is combos 2 when this unit is placed in Vanguard or Rearguard. If you have a Vanguard with Revenger in his card name, you may pay the cost. If you do, kill something in the front row. So front row retire, back row retire, or just kill any grade 1 really, or less. Just front row mainly. 3 Dark Knight Maiden Maka, still relevant. Really important for the mirror match, so this way that you can make sure you leave yourself with 3 rearguards on the field, so that way you don't get Diabloed yourself. So it's very important. Basically, skill is Generation Break 1, auto Combat 1 when this unit is boosted. Superior Call grade 1 Superior call one grade 1 card from your deck to rear guard. So that helps you, and it also helps you can get some multiple attacks in with Trumpeter or with Masquerade. So it's pretty good. Mainly there just to help you with mirror match when you try and retire 3 to restand with Abyss, or go Phantom Blaster, Diablo, or anything else really. 3 Masquerades, early game rush, 10k attacker, still very good, especially when you're playing an aggro control deck. Basic. 3 Dart. I know some people like to play 2 Masquerade, 4 Dart. I prefer 3/3 because honestly, you're not really going to unflip with Blasted Dark and Dart until later in the game, usually, unless you're able to draw the combos early and still retire with Blasted Dark Revenger Abyss. Dorn's skill is when you call Blasted Dark Revenger, so this guy, when you call him into the same column as Dorn, you get a counter charge 1, you get an unflip 1 damage. It doesn't work if you call in this guy. Even though he has Blasted Dark Revenger in him, it has to be this guy. So it only works for him. That's the only bad thing really about him is that, but well, the main bad thing. But that's still relevant, still good. 4 Perfect Cards, Revenger, because it kind of does matter. Because as long as you know how to control your Crown Blast and play this deck correctly, you don't have to worry about using Karma Collectors. And you can flip with Dorn, but really is the Revenger Perfect Guards do come in because 1 protects your rear guards if you need to protect Perfect Guard against the Cross. Because that deck's coming back with the Legend deck, though it's not as, that probably won't be tier 1, because it hasn't really, it's not fast enough, but that's something else, that's for a different video. But it's also relevant if you need to sack it off with like Abyss, so it is still relevant, having a Revenger Perfect Card. And then I play 1 Charon because you can use this to call to, like, say for example you wanted to use Phantom Blaster Phantom Blaster Diablo, or you wanted to use Spectral Blaster Diablo, and you only had 2 spaces open because of Link Joker locking it, like Chaos Breaker Dragon or Messiah's locking it. So you can easily just call this, then eat it, so you can get that retires and stuff. And then I play 1 Dark Heart Trumpeter. Only really need 1. I had 2. And that was what Charon used to be, but really 1 is good enough. Because you need to control your Soul Blast a little bit more now if you want to use Spectral Blaster in the game. If you don't have another Abyss to break ride with, but if you do have Abyss to break ride, you can call this Soul Blast 1, call another grade 1. So if you're doing like your break ride turn, you'll probably use Maka to call her, use her effect to call Masquerade to make a 17k column and attack with it. Very good. But if not, you can easily just use this to grab any other grade 1 you need in deck. Maybe you need a counter charge with Dorant. Maybe you need to grab a Charon to sack and stuff. And then 2 Swordbreakers. It hurts like crazy. It's just like a punch to the gut when you do draw these. But hey, if you get in that plus, it's very good. And then you can just sack these away with Aura-Geyser, any other, or Aura-Geyser, Spectral Blaster, Phantom Blaster Diablo. Skill is when this unit is called from deck, Soul Blast 1, draw a card. So it's still good. These are what you're mainly going to try and call with Judge Bow. Get you this draw, set you up for Legion if you need the Legion early. It's decent. I wish it was a Revenger, so it was a little bit better, but it's still decent. Yeah. Then if you do draw into it, you can just call it as a 6k and then have like a Masquerade and attack for 16k columns, or have a grade 3 in front of it, attack for 17k columns. So it's not too bad, but it still sucks if you draw it. And then basic 8 crit, 4 draw, 4 heal, 8 Revenger crits, 4 Revenger heals, and then 4 Margot clones. Very good for like if you need to give something power, or you need the soul for an effect, like Soul Blasting for Aura-Geyser, Soul Blasting for Dark Heart Trumpeter, Soul Blasting for Special Blaster. So yeah, that's kind of still relevant. Not very relevant, but it still helps out if you need that soul. And then for G-Zone, running 1 Grim Recruiter. If you don't have any Counter Blast open, or you just have 1 Counter Blast open and you don't want to use Aura-Geyser, and you still haven't got your Judge Bell off, so maybe you may go into this guy. So this way you can hit with Judge Bell, still get Judge Bell's effect off, and then get another call with this guy. And then running 2 Aura Geysers. This is probably the one you're going to go into first stride first with. To go with this guy's effect first. This guy's effect is when the attack hits, call grade 1 or less from your deck to rear guard. And then Aura Geyser, its effect is Counter Blast 1, Soul Blast 1, Persona Flip, so you flip a copy of himself up. And retire 2 rear guards, and then look at the top 2 cards of your deck. If they are grade 1 or less, he gains 5k. So it gives you back the cards you sack and gets bigger calm. He gets a little bit more power. It's very good early game for playing against Link Joker like Messiah to eat your column so they don't unlock it, and to play to get your hand back. So like if you hit with Judge Bell early, the last turn, grade 3, you can hit with Judge Bell, Sword Breakers, eat those Sword Breakers next your first stride, so it's not too bad. And then playing 1 Special Blaster, Diablo. This guy's pretty much you're rarely ever going to use him. But he does come in handy, especially against, like, say you're playing against Chaos Breaker Dragon. If you only have, like, say you only have, like, 1 rear guard open, well, you can use his effect main phase, eat 1 unit, then call, like, a Charon. Call, like, a Charon, and then eat that Charon when you want to restand with him. So that way you still get your restand. Or if you can't break right into Abyss, and you need to restand that turn to try and go for game, if you can't go into Phantom Blast or Diablo. So you can go and swing with this guy, still get your restand and stuff, and this is also really good mirror match because of the fact that you most likely won't leave yourself with less than 3 rear guards. So because it's 2 stage retire. His effect is act once per turn, Soul Blast 1, choose a face down card and in your G zone, turn it face up. Choose 1 of your rear guards and retire it until end of turn. This unit gets Generation Break 3. Counter Blast 2 once per turn. Generation Break 3. Counter Blast 2. Choose 2 of your rear guards and retire them. Then in the battle that this unit is attacked to Vanguard, you may pay the cost if you do stand this unit, and this unit loses 2 drive checks. So he'll go down to 1 drive check. So his first attack will be 3. Second check will be 1. Similar to original Spectral Duke. And then if you have a hard card with Diablo and its card name 1 called 3 guard, but we don't have play Diablo in this build. So it's pretty good. So this way you can just like eat 1 and then call the other one, call your rear guard, so that way you still have it, and then just eat 2. Eat like a column or something you already attacked with, or eat a Charon. So that's pretty good for situations. I don't use it too much, but he's there and he does help out. I've had to use him in a few games where it was I really needed to restand, but I didn't have Abyss, so it does help a lot. For Phantom Blaster Diablo, very still relevant in your Shao Power mirror match because it forces your opponent to play around it. If they don't remember to leave at least 3 rear guards, because you do have ways to retire 1 rear guard at least on this deck consistently, then they'll be crying like, oh, that's GG, because swinging 2 crit, you don't have enough rear guards to retire to be able to guard. Sweet game. Because his effect is act once per turn, combat 1, choose a face down card name, or persona flip him. And then if the number of face of cards you need to use on is 2 or more, then turn this unit gains 10,000 in the crit, and then when this unit attacks, eat 3 rear guards, and your opponent has to retire 2. If he does not retire 2, he cannot guard from hand. You can still intercept and stuff like that, but he can't call anything from hand. So that's pretty much the G-Zone. If you guys want to see an update when Fighters Collection comes out May 20th, with the new 16-card G-Zone stuff, I can do an update if you want. Just leave it in the comments if you do. This is BZSway signing out. I hope you enjoyed the video and have a good day.